Hello everyone and welcome to another year of the Live Let's podcast where I have with me my sister George
Hey, Ibs, what a
and
good
also
year.
on the Zoom we got Korey. How's it going, Korey?
Hey, good, thanks.
How's it going, George?
Mate, look, I'm so excited, Ibby. It's the beginning of a new year for us at Live Lens and Solution Ideas. And I'm really interested in having a big year and a year that we're going to grow and help people to develop into fine young citizens and to enjoy life.
No, that's awesome, George, and we look forward to another exciting year. But before we get into things, I'd just like to acknowledge Ravina and thank you for giving us the grant to allow us to continue the work that we do, delivering beautiful content for that talks about people with disability and how it impacts them on a daily basis. I'm talking about life itself. So, Corey, what exactly are we going to be covering today?
I'd like to introduce a topic that's quite controversial in our community, death and dying. So I'd like to talk about that today, and why it matters. It's quite a complex topic for everyone in the community.
And a heavy topic to start the year off, Corey.
It is starting off heavy.
It sure is, it sure is. So why is it that people with disability are often left out with these conversations about dying and death?
It's often overlooked, I think, largely because it's probably left up to caregivers to look after us if we die or someone close to us dies, and we're not often put in the framework for making decisions.
Yeah.
And things are changing for you, I hope.
Yes, I think so, and we should be in the first point of call for making decisions when it comes to us, either ourselves if we die or someone close to us dies, and we should be part of the decision making process.
So making decisions in this space is really pinnacle to having a, how would I say it? Because I can't put the words sensational death, but I can put the way a humble ending with a so we can be a part of that process and be a part of the grieving that it all takes.
Exactly, George. And you want to pay your respect, especially to those that you love, you care about. That they were a part of your life.
Yeah.
And it's always sad to see someone go. Especially if they are close to you. It's very hard, but sometimes people with disability, they often get left behind. When a family member dies, they tell you, or don't tell them, they'll get upset. To be honest, everyone will get upset. It's a part of life.
Yeah.
But we need to be included in these conversations.
Yes.
We cannot be left behind.
I suppose I'm asking this question to you, Corey. The conversation element of people's experiences of death and dying. How would we how do we or would we develop such a thing? How do we, like, it's such an uncomfortable topic, but yet it's a natural process of life. It's called the cycle of evolution. We all have to move forward. Some of us will die, others will, or all of us will die eventually. And some will be born to take on some of our roles and our adventures and so on. So how do we begin this conversation, Corey?
Well, just you highlighted the word natural. It's a natural part of everyone's life. You know, birth, life itself, death. We're all gonna come across that at one stage in our lives. And it's alright to feel these emotions. We're all human. We all celebrate, victories. We all celebrate, well, not celebrate, but we're all on our death. And we do that respectfully. Pay our respects to our loved ones. And yeah, that's all you can do. But we need to be involved in these conversations. We need to. We cannot be left behind. We cannot be sheltered from these occurrences.
So once again, I think that's, I get what you're saying, but how does this start? Where does it start? Where do we start to engage with these conversations and these discussions?
Yeah, it's quite complex, and often in Western cultures, death is a taboo subject that we don't like to talk about. We hide it away in our minds and in our work and everyday life. But yeah, as you guys have been talking about, it's a natural part of life, and it should be in our conversation in our everyday life, whether it be with our friends, our family, or colleagues. And it often comes up when someone close to us dies, and we're confronted by it, whether it be even on TV and in media. We're confronted by it every day, but it's often on the screen. But we're also confronted by it when someone close to us dies, and that's when a conversation should start, and we can be comfortable talking about it.
Yeah, and look, I guess when when someone's dying or when someone is terminally ill, you have much to prepare. But then, what if you come across a situation where the death becomes sudden? What happens in that situation?
Yeah, I suppose it's that grief and loss that we all find difficult. That loss factor, I know through personal experience, like yourself, you've recently encountered, when you lose somebody close to you, you feel that sense of loss. It's like somebody's taken something away from you that's so precious, that's so valuable. And you kind of forget the natural side of life. And I suppose that really makes it difficult. So when we encounter a sudden death, rather than a death that's been forecasted, we still grieve, but our grief is more of the shock nature, I think. It's more of that element where you've got, this is not true. It's like you feel like you're in a nightmare, but it happens.
But it's also about the grieving and allow people to grieve. When a person, when you lose someone, give him that time and that space to kind of reflect, grieve on a person's loss. And reach out to them if you need to. Make sure that they're okay. Because everyone goes through it. Everyone goes through that journey.
What do you think, Korey?
You agree? It is often harder when someone close to us dies suddenly. We're not expecting it, but it does happen. I had an experience recently with a family member who died suddenly, quite young, and it was really confronting for the family and for myself, and or trying to deal with it, and the ramifications and the emotions and the grief. And it's so important to be able to connect with the family members and friends in those times, so you can manage it and grieve together.
I encourage everyone to start these conversations. Form groups. Form a close relationship with the people that were closely affected by the person that they've lost. Check in on them every once in a while. Make sure that they're okay. And give them that space to open up and talk to you whenever they need to.
And I suppose it's about doing that. You allow that person to express their grief, and you being there to support them through this tragic moment in their lives. And because we're gonna all go down this road, we are all gonna face grief. We are all going to need someone special to just hold us or cuddle us or just to listen to us, so we're able to express our emotions and come to terms with loss.
I agree.
Of course. Well, thank you, George, and thank you, Korey, for joining me on this week's podcast. And I really look forward to working with you throughout this year, talking about these topics. And for the people out there, make sure you start these conversations. Make sure that you are part of these conversations. But for now, I'd like to thank everyone, and I wish you all a beautiful day. And thank you for joining us. For next time, we'll see you on the Live Needs podcast. Goodbye, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. It's from me, George, and from...
Thank you.
And we look forward to joining you again throughout the year on some very thoughtful moments as Solution Ideas continues to push the boundaries and encourage people with disabilities to be a strong participant in their own life, to find themselves at the center of a circle, to find themselves growing and learning and sharing. So from me, see you next time.
Bye.
Take care.